about like a meter from the wall, where you could sort of walk around the building, basically, between the wall and the building. If I make a sketch down here to make it a little clearer, we have the building here in fine hot pink. Then we'd have the wall, sort of like so, where this here is the yard with some stuff here. And there's like a gate. You would be the room that exploded is like here, and then there's the hallway going like that.
Yep.
So what I think you're trying at least would be escaping through the window, which requires you to climb out the building and then jump, but you need to make it over that wall.
What I first of all would like to do is that Ziegler would like to look out through a window towards the front and see if the front gate is barred or guarded as well. If we have like the same type of cube and stuff.
You can run out and take a look. Do you have? Yeah. All right. It sounds like you're surveying the situation.
Sure. Looking out the window. Is there a guard at the front gate?
The front gate right now is closed. There's like a little box where they generally check your credentials as you go in, and there is a guard in there. There are like people have been lining up out here, basically, being put in line by guards who are saying that they're very sorry, but that the situation will be handled and that they will be back to their rooms in no time, and that they will cover whatever property damage has happened and such. They seem to be taking it as an accident right now, though they do seem alert, and you can see like drones like bussing around up here, camera drones, basically looking down on DC, flying around the building.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go through the back.
Perhaps, Manaki, those camera drones are not currently active.
Oh.
Because camera drones can be really inconvenient if you need to get in clandestine. So, before knowing this was a thing, before we managed to get this far, Ashley knowing where the drones were stored, already attempted to hack into them and stop them from working properly.
Can Ziegler help? Is there such a thing as helping out with these things?
Yes, there is the help mechanic. To help someone, you simply have to have a possible reason and ability to help, which here you clearly do, having great mechanical skills. What you do then is simply you pay 1 karma and you give the person you're helping. Let's see here. I believe you give them an increased. There are 2 ways to do it. Either you can do it as a group action. Basically working together on it, or you can help her by making her job easier, which would give her an increased effect.
So either my effect stronger, or we make sure that we do succeed on this.
I think we make sure we succeed.
All right. Then you decide. It sounds like you are leading this group action.
It seems so.
Right. Then you would both roll your I suppose since you're hacking, it'd be electronics.
My case would be engineering, I guess.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing the electrical side.
And then if the non-leader fails, then Dark would take a karma loss. Or karma gain, I suppose.
Okay.
All right. So we take the highest roll between you, which is a 5. Which means that you do succeed. Yes, the drone isn't a camera drone. It's not there. Because that never happened. This is also something I would say would cost you 2 karma, Dark.
Okay.
This flashback.
Is it possible
your friend here didn't fail? What were you going to say?
Is it possible then that perhaps Ashley subtly while doing this, slipped in her signature upon it for any engineer who happens to look at it later?
Yes, that's very, very possible.
Very well. I will subtract.
Hello.
I will hello.
Hello.
Hey, Jonas.
Hey, did I cut out only?
Yeah, I didn't even hear you.
Maybe. Okay. I guess so.
Yes. Yeah. During the hacking, Ashley just subtly inserted a sim sense of hers that uploaded a small just a small bit of one of her small signatures, a perhaps overly sparkly Azure spider dancing around a web, for whoever happens to look at this later.
It is, however, a 5, which means that there also is a further complication. And that is, as you discover that the drones certainly aren't here, but maybe what you did to them was a little obvious. Sort of the guy who's checking them knew maybe a little bit more about what he's doing than most of this level of drone protection people, and they seem to have from that maybe discerned that there are people in this building who are trying to do something bad, as you hear the familiar alarm of a Lone Star vehicle moving in outside of the gate.
Well, through the back then. Since most people probably are evacuated from their apartments, I would assume that there is a decent amount of apartment doors that are open, facing the back.
Yes, that makes sense.
Ziegler will basically, pull out his gun, and like open a door and look in, basically to try to see if it's clear in there.
Yeah, the room is empty. There's like a suitcase that's been opened. Someone has grabbed something, maybe taking a little too long to evacuate because they needed to get some of their stuff with them. But maybe they got pulled out or something. Everything's completely wet now. So
okay.
The delicious water spraying everywhere.
Rushing back like to the back window, looking out. How far is the jump that you need to do?
About a meter to get over the wall and to land.
Could we use perhaps a bed or something like a bridge to just run over so we don't have to jump? Like have our Tube Warrior, for example, put the bed, like lift up the bed and just put it out the window and over the back wall, so we can basically just walk over it.
All right.
Or something similar.
Yeah, a dinner table or something.
Whatever they have.
The windows aren't that huge. It would already be a little difficult to climb out them. But sure, you can probably find something that you could do that with.
All right, that sounds like a thing then, because I don't want to particularly much jump out.
No,
I'm not that good at that.
Sure. So let's see how long it takes to find something appropriate and actually put it out there, shall we? Now, does anyone feel like they're particularly good at that? Because if not, then there is, of course, the time when something is based pretty much entirely on luck, which is the only time where I, the DM, get to roll a die. Because then I roll a d6 to see how lucky are you.
I don't know. Depends on what skills would be used for it, really.
I'd probably say.
Well,
your
how would you do it, basically?
I would look around for something big and sturdy enough to put out the window.
Yeah, I would
Sounds
definitely
like
say
if it's
that
in the room, that's pretty much luck at that point. So let's see.
How about if Chu just uses her strength to take the door off and use that?
Rip the door off its hinges. That's pretty boss.
All right. Well, sure. Why not?
That would be strength.
Yes. This would be a controlled roll because you're not immediately in danger. The worst thing that can happen here is probably that you can't do it or that you break something in the process of trying to do it. That makes it so that this is not a viable plan anymore.
What would I use?
Well, think about what your character's doing and then think what makes sense to use.
Like athletics.
You're just ripping a door? Sense. Athletics probably makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so I have athletics, and since I'm doing some strength, I get a 1 extra die because of my robotic arms.
All right.
Ashley can certainly come over and help as well if you would like to.
Sure, if you want.
She's surprisingly strong, actually. She's not.
You can pay a karma to give improved.
So it's a d6.
Yeah.
And I have two
2d6
dice
for you.
2d6 for you.
Boop. Oh, whoa.
Armor to aid.
And that's it.
All right.
Minor core.
Yeah, just a second. I just want to ensure that that we are giving Dark the correct bonus for his aid. But you can roll do the roll.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
look at that.
All right, yeah, that's a 6. The door is swiftly ripped out, and I suppose pushed, maybe even breaks a little bit of the nice sort of wooden wall to get it out the window. It's a very big door compared to the window size. There's now sort of a makeshift bridge there. We'll climb
Alright.
over it.
Let's go.
Well, Chu does that and motion force them. Now we have a
It's l-
bridge.
I just like the scene of like Shu looking around and just go up to the door and you hear like mechanics, whizzing and
Find
like
something we can put out to climb over.
like smoke coming out of her servitors and stuff, and she rips the door off.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hmm.
I need a more smoky voice. Let's go. I don't know.
Come on, Doctor. I know this is not your normal thing.
I was in the army, damn it. I climbed a bridge or two.
Your old brother's not looking too good there.
Mumbles himself.
So who goes first?
Shoe warrior.
Okay, sure.
All right. As you climb over, you can like put you out here now. Right. Okay. Just we like over here into the alleyway that is on the other side of the building, basically. And as you sort of dump down on the ground here, you hear from the alleyway. There's like a flashlight, and you hear someone go, "Hold! Stand still!"
From where?
It's like from like here. There seemed to be a burly-looking personality who's shining True Warrior right in the eyes with a flashlight.
She does as he asked for the moment,
Uh-huh.
Do we though?
Put
No,
your hands
that's
on your head.
What does she do?
Get on the
She's
ground.
first one out.
Yeah.
Have I
she-
done something wrong?
Get on the ground. Hands on your head. You others are still up there. Though someone might also want to.
That's kind of the point. Like she's on her own at the second.
Yeah.
You-
I mean, I would say.
The man moves, lowers his flashlight for a moment, and you see that he is he appears to be an orc. He has the Star of Lone Star on him. He is effectively the police officer, or a police officer in the scene. And he moves to take his radio from his belt.
Chu says tries to talk loud enough so the others can hear. Officer, there's no reason for you to use your radio. It's only just me. I'll come willingly.
All right. Is anyone else doing anything?
Well, do you want something, Jonas?
I'm gonna shoot him if no one else does anything.
Well, I can't. I don't have any gun. That's why I want
Yeah.
to alert you guys.
Yeah, Thymara would also have the same idea. As,
Just all of us draw a gun.
draw a pistol.
Oh,
actually, hang on.
Robot. She goes down on her knees and puts her robot arms
Wait.
over her head.
All right.
Jonas, I have a taser, so I think that would be a better idea.
That's such a gay tater. Sorry. I can't.
Well, are you in a position, do you think, to actually get to him before he does what he set out
I
to
mean,
do?
I don't know what kind of taser it is. If it's a projectile taser or if it's
It's like a short range, probably.
Oh, is it? Okay. All right. Then never mind.
Creep in an
Then-
alleyway, sort of thing.
Then in that case, the police officer, who I don't see,
Oh, he's right here. I'll make it a little X for him.
will hear a buzz and a thump next to him. And Warburg leaps down from the wall,
All right.
training his guns on him.
Warrior smiles.
To intimidate, or
Well,
what are you trying to do here?
first, well, what do you guys think? Shooting a Lone Star is bad for obvious reasons.
Mhm.
The the guns will point at him, like in his face, and the robotic voice will be like, "Stand down,"
I like it.
as the submachine gun, barrels pointing up at him.
Just loading.
Yep. Slightly whirring. Zzz.
Sure. He swirls to look at the robot thing, and instead of picking up his radio, he simply presses the button to broadcast on his belt.
Then, in that case, he will get shot.
All right. That is risky. You're trying to engage in shooting with someone who has training in this sort of situation.
True warrior, seeing him fumbling will run at him and just punch him in the face with a robot arm.
All right. However, I think it's more reasonable that you would be on your way as the robot shoots.
Well, when he used to, yeah, sure, she'll run at him.
Can you like hack a radio?
I can't.
Well, potentially, I suppose it's possible that I suppose it's indeed possible that Ashley happened to bring the portable phone and booster, and perhaps could use that to try and disrupt the signal.
Jam his signal.
Put some jam on that bread.
Now, who acts first, do you think?
That is the question.
I don't know.
Because I believe that the drone would be faster.
I think.
Yeah. Though I will now introduce another one of the game's things, which is we used to call it a devil's bargain, but here we call it a karma deal, I think we call it. That is that at any time during play, situations can come up where you can get a chance to do things or get bonus dice, and in return take an extra risk or encounter an extra difficulty or maybe a future problem. And here I would say that the True Warrior is very fast, however so is the drone. You could get to him and punch him at the same time as the drone shoots. However, you might also be hit. Should the thing go bad.
I'll take it. That's
All
something.
right.
That's something she would do.
Basically, what this would be is you would get to attack him. The drone would get to attack him, and both would have a desperate positioning.
Meaning?
That means that the stakes are high. Success is great, but failure is severe.
Meaning?
Well, until we roll, what the outcome will be.
Yeah, don't fuck up. Roll 6.
Actually, that's not true. We can talk about what the outcome would be before you do choose to make an action in this game. So the outcome, if True Warrior messes up bad, she might knock him out of the way of the shot and take it herself instead. If the drone messes up, it might injure True Warrior instead of him. Though of course, a 4-5 would have probably both of them getting injured.
What I kind of want is the robot not to shoot, because then they're gonna hear the shot.
I mean, the robot would mainly try to incapacitate him rather than kill him. Like a killed Lone Star officer is much more dangerous than a wounded one.
Well, it's not really that. It's just that a shot would be heard, and they will all come behind here.
Sure. I mean, we could argue, I suppose, that even though this is our first proper run, I mean, we have trained together as a team, and maybe Ziegler and True Warrior have worked out in similar scenarios that this is in fact a ruse by Ziegler to, take the police officer's attention away from True Warrior and allow her to sprint up.
Sure, that seems like a thing you could have done in the past, a flashback to that moment, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like a reasonable thing. It would just cost you 1 karma. It's a thing that you could have done
Both of
without.
us?
No, just the one who invokes it.
I'll take that. I'll take
Yeah,
it.
we see like if they do discover you, I will send a drone to distract them. Then you can take them off from behind.
All right, better let those mechanical limbs work then.
I hope so.
All right, go risky then.
Bam.
And now you do your roll basically to see if you can do the thing you want to do. So what are you trying to do?
Punch him in the face.
To do what?
Knock him out.
Knock him out.
All right, you're trying to knock him out. And we then look on your thing. I know that you have something that might change the flow of it being a 1v1 battle.
Yeah, I am a walking tank.
Which means?
I count as 5 people.
Here comes the fucking choo-choo train.
All right, this means that that basically you are superior in scale, which means that you have great effect. Basically, when you have effect, there's small effect, there's effect, and there's great effect. This means that if you succeed, he will most definitely be knocked out.
And boy, did you.
So let's see your roll. Those 2 dice. Well, what? Let's see you do it.
So these 3 are pluses.
It is still a risky situation. He might try to defend himself or do something. Like if you fail to knock him out. Yeah.
The 3 X's I have in close combat. Are they just plus or are they extra dice?
Those are your dice.
Yeah, you have 3 dice.
I have 3 dice, and is this counted as strength?
You're trying to knock out, dude. That sounds like being
so
strong would
help. So I have 4
help.
dice.
Yes. Choo-choo train, motherfucker.
Great effect.
Highest one.
I'm expecting a critical.
Poetry through the damn wall. And him. Oops.
4d6.
You hit him so hard he gets amnesia. Doesn't remember.
14.
Wow, this is 6. Yeah, you do what you wanted to do. You knock him out. You smack him. He goes out cold. His finger falls from the little walkie-talkie he has, and he just like slumps on the ground.
Again, I see like she
Sort of a little spittle out of his mouth,
She's like crouching down, and then like you hear the whirring of the machinery starting up, and then she just fucking flies like a rocket down there.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have any rib legs, right? So I don't think
You don't know that.
They're normal legs, yeah, but she is plated underneath,
She's just
so
badass.
she's plated underneath her skin as well.
Yep,
he's on the ground. His flashlight like flickering as it lands. It's beginning to rain a little bit, though you're already wet from the sprinklers, so who cares?
2 knots to the robot as to go back to
back.
master.
Beep boop.
Okay, on that note, we should really get out of it. Dive out the way. Yeah, go down our way out.
Yeah, I will now roll a fortune roll here.
Woohoo!
Of which, one thing I did
All
not.
right, that's good luck. You're being lucky right now, which means that who of you is generally the level-headed person who tries to keep everyone else in line and keep a lookout while everyone else is acting?
Well, could be a number of us, I guess.
Yeah.
Ziegler is certainly ex-military, so it's certainly in the realm of possibility that he would do something like that.
I don't think it's in Thymara's.
From a more technical point of view, Ashley certainly has always trying to consider what the possibilities are, trying to plan ahead of what exactly are they thinking. Almost like playing a game of chess against the enemy.
She's like a Sherlock Holmes type character.
She wants to be.
I suppose it makes the most sense then that it would be Dr. Ziegler who just has a feeling, a sort of maybe even like a memory or something like that of being in like a narrow alleyway, as what luckily makes a weird thump sound, and like a piece of concrete dust flies up from here, from a shot angled from down the alleyway, angled from above. Going down. Doing a quick whirl and turning, you see the glint of what is probably a scope on a nearby building.
On the east or south?
the east.
Okay. Then he will hiss at the others. Snipers in towards the end of the hall, like the alleyway, pointing that we need to get around the corner, break line of sight. As he will do his damnedest to dive around the corner, because he has been in these situations before, and snipers are not fun.
It's out to the general sort of road area. There's like stores, not stores, but like shack buildings, and then there's like a small restaurant here in the corner.
Can we cut across one of the shacks to like not come out right
Run
next?
in the door? I mean, sure, the door is there. It looks like like most of them just have like a padlock and like a chain for a lock. Some of them don't have one, seemingly. Like
I won't stop Shoe Warrior. Padlock.
Sure, I
Please.
can crush.
Yeah.
The lock.
Because I'm thinking that we don't want to come out like down here where there's a lot of Lone Star crap like on the street.
You can see there's like a car parked like
we want to cut
this
across.
area, with the like blinking lights and such.
Yeah, I agree.
Someone calling out snipers,
Well, do we know if this shop would go up in alarm if we?
This doesn't look like a shop. These houses here, but the Lexus here, those look like some sort of shitty residential area.
Would it be road?
Okay, sure.
The buildings are probably a little longer than shown here, and then there's probably like another alleyway on the other side.
Sure.
Jor will punch the lock.
All right. This would be risky, and the risk would be of making enough noise to alert someone from the front there.
Can we use one of that is not locked? You said
sure, you can find one that isn't locked particularly. Yeah. If you want to grab that one instead.
Yep, seems better.
Yeah, if it's unlocked, that would be a lot better.
Sure. Rush into a dark building.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a stair. There's like a mop in like one of those buckets with like dirty water to the side. Someone just left it there. It's like some post boxes. It looks like a really, really cheap like tenement house. But people living here, there is like light from up the stairs. Someone's probably gotten out to see what all the noise is about.
Well, we cut across and try to get through the building into the alleyway on the other side.
Sure, you can run through the little building out through the there's like it's like an entryway, right? There's like a stair up that goes up to some other stairs, up and up and up and up, and then like at the back there's like the little closet, the janitor's closet, and then there's basically a window you I suppose would open and then hop out of.
Yeah.
Do we feel it might be possible that snipers can see us like through the windows in the building?
Maybe.
Since the sniper seemingly was on the east side, I don't think they have line of sight, like through multiple buildings.
Well, I'm trying to think like which of these three buildings are we kind of in? Because we're in this one, it's possible, right?
We were around the corner, so it's either
around the corner.
It's either that or.
Okay, I'm just trying to think of what could go wrong.
Sure. You can run to the other side, to the other end, the next alleyway. It looks similar. There's like a semi-important building with a wall around it, and then a row of crappy like housing in between, sort of squished together between the more important buildings.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's like a street vendor standing here looking at you a little confused as you climb out the window of the building.
Whatever.
It just gives you sort of a a nod.
Mm-hmm. He knows what's up.
He doesn't want to get involved.
No. Mm-hmm. Well, I think the plan then is to cut back to our getaway vehicle and get into that and get the hell out of here.
Where is the getaway vehicle?
Probably parked a few streets away. We wouldn't park it in front of the building we're going into.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, you move to the getaway vehicle. No, without too much issue.
Okay.
Fast.
Then Ziegler will order his drones to, fold into the special compartments he has in the back for them. And then he will sit as that happens. Like you see, like the part of like the trunk open up, and then like it folds out like 2 slots where basically the drones hop into and like fold into the slots. And while that is happening, he will open the driver's seat door and slide in himself, basically getting ready to hook himself into the vehicle.
Shotgun.
Sure.
How does
Going
he
back.
drive in primary or secondary mode?
He drives in primary mode
All
at
right.
the moment.
All right.
You will see him, basically take one of the cords that go from his temple, or like pull out a cord, from a temple, like zip, and then hook it into the car.
Going live.
Yep, going live. And then he sort of,
See you on the other side.
Pass out.
yep, and you see him slump over as the car starts. And glides up. He will not do like a screeching tire like startup.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
firmly but quickly extricate ourselves from this.
Sure. You begin driving, and you quickly notice, being sort of being the car,
Yep.
that you feel followed. There seemed to be other sort of similar looking car, really, sort of a black, sleek looking vehicle, made to be inconspicuous, pretty clearly, seems to be following you, though it does keep a slight distance.
You will hear from like a speaker or something in the car, Ziegler's voice. And, we're being followed. The car 2 lanes down.
Perhaps this is a chance where we could have another flashback with
Sure. Throw it around.
as
Yeah.
Ashley does know quite a lot about the sprawl. Perhaps perhaps thinking that they might have got followed, she could have planned up possible routes that are good for helping lose people who would be following in our vehicles. Ways that are just difficult to keep track of someone who's going around. Maybe because there are so many cars about, or intersections, things that just get in the way.
Uh-huh.
We might have pre-planned this kind of. We have Ziegler.
So she would have made these and then informed.
Before the mission began, we sat down and went over these plans.
Well, that seems like something you could have done without too much of an issue. That would just be 1 karma.
Sure. In which case, I suppose I'll roll Sprawl Life.
Sure. And this will be what we call a setup, basically. When you, as before, aid a character by making them get a chance to do what they do better, you do a setup. And this basically means that when we have Ziegler trying to get away, he will have great effect.
If I do well.
Yeah.
No.
It is not great routes you have found, as it turns out.
Well, it wasn't a great area after all. It's not our incompetence.
Yeah.
It's
Or
just,
maybe there is construction that makes one of the paths you have chosen that would have been awesome. It's closed for road work.
Who parks one of those in the middle of the road?
Yeah. You can of course try to lose it. You can drive somewhere else. Let them follow you. You can.
No, we'll try to lose it.
Right.
Which would be my piloting skill, I believe.
Sure.
You're a good pilot.
Yes.
He is a pretty good pilot, all things considered. I'm not as amazing as I have 4 die at knocking someone out.
Yeah. This will be controlled. The risk here would be that you don't lose them. Basically, you lose the opportunity to lose them because they get to follow you.
One of the dies because they're made of metal.
Now, this is Ziegler's car. And it is a car that he has worked on for quite a bit. It may look pretty ordinary, but turns out it's actually quite fast and actually quite good handling. He has tailor-made this car to fit him. So he's actually pretty damn good at driving. And the car is much faster than you would believe from looking at it. So I would like to invoke that as some sort of quality for the car to maybe increase the
car
effect.
does have traits if you look at your vehicle, and it does have the trait anonymous, which means that when you try to look inconspicuous or lose someone, you get an extra die.
Oh, okay.
So the game
There
is
we go.
already taking care of
All right, there we
giving
go.
you a car that is good for getting away.
Okay, cool.
Go gadget.
So be it.
Their car would have the same
Yeah, but-
thing, but they're not trying to get away from you. They're trying
Right,
to.
right. All right, let's see if I can do it
Thank
then. Yeah, I would say so.
critical.
Double.
Which means that not only this is the time basically when you're critical, meaning you roll multiple sixes, you get what you wanted and something extra that you would not otherwise have had access to.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna throw some suggestions here at least, or one at least, which would be you get the license plate of the other car in going. You manage to have enough time to even leisurely. They are. I mean, this is easy for you, as it turns out. They're amateur drivers. They are not the car. They're driving a car. There's a tremendous difference.
Mhm.
So you could glean their license plate and memorize that, or
Yeah.
maybe you could even have a look at the guy behind the wheel. One of those two would be a suggestion for an extra benefit.
Mhm. Well, what do you guys think?
Plate. The guy could be just some goon.
All right, sure. Let's get the plates.
Imagine a license plate number. I will write down that you know the license plate number.
We can go look it up later. Who was following us?
Yep.
When you see it again, you will know if it's the same car.
If the license plate said Hot Wheels.
Basically, it says Kill Bill is a pussy wagon on the license plate. Yeah.
Sure, let's go with that.
Pussy wagon is the license plate.
Yes. Well, that's easy to remember.
basically, then
Someone's an old film fan.
you guys have seen driving, but you have not perhaps seen Ziegler drive when he really wants to get away from someone.